Good afternoon, everybody. So I'm over again. I'm gonna play this game from this last position and try to see if I can get a draw from white. The freaking Gukesh first Magnus Carlsen FIDE World Cup 2023 quarterfinals for this position, and let's get to it. You won't be playing just 10 15 minutes, 10 seconds, level 6 Stockfish, so to the human-like level. Let's continue. It's my turn to move. Now I got 2 moves. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. So my majority 1 to 2 majority on the queen side, 3 to 2 majority on the king side. Rook and king endgame. My king slightly lacking black's king. The question is, what do I do? This pawn is to be defended. I am only thinking of 2 things: takes, slide rook over, and trying to get a pass or get counterplay to force a draw. Okay, so let's think. So pawn takes, freaking. Let's see. So pawn takes, freaking. So takes. So takes. Push here, takes, put up. Freaking. Either here. No, but. Freaking here. Go here. I gotta think. Okay, right? So pawn takes here, pawn takes. And of course, pawn takes. So this is basically the draw now. Then rook here to gain access to this file and always protect this pawn. Rook here. I'm assuming it's a dead draw. Okay, now, so here, okay, so here got access to this file, so we can do a counter strike and try to liquidate all these pawns because the king has the majority. I want this king to march up the board rather than this pawn. So pawn goes up, rook takes, rook here, king here. Rook here, then pawn push, rook here, king here, check. I think it's just dead drawn. Right here, I go here. I just simply go with the trade-off. Takes, and then, oh, that's interesting. I did not expect that move at all. Okay, that's very strange. Check me from behind now. I get tempo on the rook. What the hell? Now 2 passers. Now I have my own counterplay. Now this is basically drawn. Because the rooks are like in this weird opposite Gukesh position like matter. Okay, we gotta slide my king over. If I can get into this burrow right here, this is gonna be really good for me. But I have to get some counterplay too. I'm just gonna check it again. Can't go here right now because if I go here, then he just gets to endlessly check me, and I may get a 3-fold. So here, I put my king out the way. Check here. Check. That has to be some sort of error, right? I'm using something because the king guards these 3 squares. I think I'm winning this. Okay. There's no way. Wow, okay, so pawn check me. I get out, attack the rook. I guess. Attack the rook now. And then, wait, no. Now we're gonna be good. And then, hold on. Wait, oh, I thought I made the wrong move. Okay, now, there has to be a mistake here. Right? Can I not counter check? King moves. Freaking rook here. takes, promote. So right, check here, takes, promote. Right, yeah, check here, and then force the trade locks. Okay, so we're just ignores the trade. Now I just promote to, I want to promote to a knight. You know what? No, let me not draw the game. Let me not draw the game. Let me promote and win this game. There you go, threaten checkmate in 2. Then I'm just gonna simply step out the way. And this should be a good game. Wow, I actually won that. The counterplay really worked. Black sacrifices the rook. I take it. And then I get mate in 2. Here. And that's game. Wow, I played that very well. I did not know that counterplay was actually gonna work. I thought Stockfish was gonna hold a draw. Holy crap. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so it's completely dead equal. Pawn takes, right? Rook lift, the rook lift, right? Right, trade off the rook thing. Takes. Basically. Wow. Defend the pawn. Check again, separating ourselves from the pawn, guarding these. This is the key move right here. This was what I did correctly. Was guard these 3 squares with my king. So the rook wouldn't be able to easily transfer itself. Because I will just make another passer. Okay, right? Wow. Wow. That is amazing. I mean, maybe we can do another match. Maybe we can try up another one. We'll see how happens in this video. You know, no card, I was calling someone, it's the black pieces. Because we actually didn't realize the counterplay at the end here. Let's see. Just done over against him. You know, let's do another one. Let's do another opponent match and see how I get my results. Okay, let's see. Who could we do? You know what? Let's just call it a day. And hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something new about Rook Endgames and why counterplay is important. That was just pure live commentary. There was no me trying to educate. I was just trying to lock in a win. A lot of motivation. Everybody, today is we're going to be doing how to see if I'll be able to win with this position with the white pieces. Imagining when officially Gukesh, the final World Chess Champion 2021, when Gukesh got the freaking World Chess Champion title. And the previous successor was Magnus Carlsen, as he formally stepped down due to, let's say, incidents with FIDE. As we continue, I'm going to try to use white against Stockfish level 6 and try to draw or win. So, I'm going to take my time and think about what I'm going to do. Okay, let me evaluate this position. So 2-to-1 pawn majority. So black has a pawn majority. Same color bishop endgame. Rook and bishop. So 5, 8, 8. And then 10 to 9. So 10 to 9 material. So the question is, I'm thinking only 2 moves. This move, this move. So this move absolutely pins the pawn to the king. And then this king is pinned. So Rook A5. So maybe Rook A5. What could black do here? Rook A5, Rook, maybe Rook D7, but no, the Rook has to stay here, so Rook C2, okay, so Rook A5, Rook C2, Rook C2, Rook C2, then my bishop goes to here, offering a trade of the bishops, trying to go into a pure rook endgame. Offering a trade of bishops. After this rook is over here, rook d5, and bishop could decline the trade and work together with the rook. Or the bishop takes or could here, and then we can freaking here takes, and it'll be a rook endgame to the 1 pawn majority, which I believe would be winning theoretically for black. So okay, then so bishop trade, it seems fair, but black's a pawn and the rook has me restricted, so black's I'm a tiny bit of a disadvantage. Let's try this. Let's just absolutely pin the pawn to the king. Okay. Now, what am I going to do? So, okay, so king, rook a5, king f6, guarding all the pawns, maybe try to escape through here. I'm not guard to guard this square, so maybe take the open file on the c file, gain all access to these squares, and then I'm going to offer a trade of bishops here. Okay, so bishop here, bishop's a, king d6, right, king d6, rook to, maybe rook to here, defend this pawn, rook here, defend this pawn, rook c3, then bishop takes, rook takes, so 5 moves, and then king goes back, tries to go back, and tries here, tries to go here, king e5, king e5, king e5, and then my rook, where's my rook at? So, okay, rook, okay, takes, rook c takes, rook c8, and then where can I put my rook? Should I put my rook here? To just basically have an L in the best possible position with the rook in the corner? Okay, let's try it, So, my goal now is to offer a trade of bishops. Okay, black of course is going to counter strike. Now I go rook to c3. Rook c3, bishop takes, knight, then the rook takes. I trade off the rooks. Threaten to skewer, force the thing. The king defends appropriately, then rook here to go to the corner to gain as much access to, oh crap, open squares as possible. Oh, damn it. I actually backed out. Okay, so, I gotta continue from that position because that's not fair. That's so freaking unfair. Alright, and then king, my king's be freaking here. Then freaking here, off the board. And then this should be the correct position, right? Maybe black to play. To make it this black's move, and then let's continue. When I go Stockfish level 7, I was white, and then I go 30 minutes, because I messed up and actually backed out the game. Okay, and then now, what do I do here? Here, my job, thinking on a couple moves, maybe here, threaten, maybe king here, then rook there, king here, rook here. But yeah, I'm gonna try to make it. I'm trying to threaten the rook and take my squares and my king. Alright. I'm just gonna check the king. I mean, I could try to go for a 3-4 check. I could check again, but yeah, sure. And then check again, try to get a blue course-like position, and then I flank down here, try to attack this pawn. Okay, pawn takes, we both create a passer. Push the pawn. He should push. I'm gonna directly stop this pawn from floating. This should be a dead draw. I think this is a dead draw. There's no way for me to win right now. Unless I make some sort of error, unless my opponent makes some sort of mistake, there's no way. Okay. Here. Probably gonna check me again. Use this rook as a shield, guard him from checking my king. Shield. Now he tries to attack my pawn. I'm gonna come up and check out the rook. Counter check so this pawn doesn't die. King goes up. Yeah, this is just a complete draw. I'm not gonna lie. At this point, this is just a complete draw. Wait, whoa, what the fuck? Whoa, what the fuck? Wait, man, maybe I'm tweaking. Maybe this is still a dead draw. Here. Now I'm gonna just try to get this king up. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna just take. No reason not to. It's only a dead draw. Because it's not even how much of the board. This is a dead draw. I'm gonna just try to. I'm gonna try to march. I'm gonna try to go for the win. It's not really. It's a dead draw, but at the end of the day, I'll attempt. Maybe go for the 50 move overall. I'm gonna just go up and try to slowly march. I know it's not gonna make a difference. Alright. Yep. Okay. Yeah, there's no really way to make progress in this position. Yep. Yeah, there's no way like. I mean, there's nothing really I can do. There's literally nothing I can do right now. Yep. I'm gonna go get my rook in the 7th rank. Yep. This is a dead draw. Okay. Well, can't alpha draw an engine, so. I mean, all I can really do is just. All I can do is force the king to take the pawn. That's what I do. I'm allowed the king to take. Take the pawn, please. And of course, king takes, and now it just spam checks. Let's see how fast I'm able. Yep, just go for a check. Check. This is just a dead draw. Yep. And that is a dead draw. Let's see how I did. Yep. Yeah. Okay. And then finally I get my free fold. Okay, I'll take it. And at least I was able to and that's how I was able to save and get a draw. That was amazing.
Largest, most liquid financial market with Forex.com. Forex, or FX, involves trading one currency for another. It's a big deal with a daily turnover of $7.5 trillion. Forex markets are super liquid, ever-changing, and available 24/5.
Alrighty. Well, hope you guys enjoyed that video, and that's how I would have played that match. Thank you guys, and take care. Alrighty, freaking good evening, everybody. This is gonna be me continuing the series of watching tournament, watching highest level tournament play, and freaking getting a position and trying to draw one in this position as either black or white. I'm gonna decide to play against playing freaking this exact position right here, as and to finish the game as white. I have not watched the rest of this video. Do not who wins or loses, but going to try to my best ability to do this. And I believe I did it a little bit before because there was a pawn exchange before this pawn exchange. Let's see if it's there. No, the queens are, yep, queens are gone. Yep, this, that. I believe it's somewhere around here. It's almost done. Let's see. No, it's somewhere in the fuse. This one? No, not that one. It was not that one. It was somewhere around here. No, like. Alright, but this is the first game that I got. It was I believe I already put a video on it, so let us get started. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 pawns, 2 minor pieces, 2 major pieces, king. Okay, so how am I going to evaluate this position? I need to count material, I need to count relative value, I need to count king safety, I need to count the most forcing moves. Okay, let's think. So, okay, 2 minor pieces. This position's closed, so I would say relatively these knights are about, I would say about 4 points of material. This rook is both on an open file, and if this pawn is in a pretty good position to make a forcing move, this pawn chain and this knight is a blockade, and these knights defend each other, and this king has a little bit more activity. So white, I would say this would be dead equal in an engine point of view, but from a humor perspective, white would be slightly better. Because, even though because the dark square bishop is biting on granite right here. So what I can do, thinking of a couple of candidate moves, I can push the pawn. I can exchange and trade this pawn to open up this file for the rook. But outside of that, or I could simply just do a waiting move and try to go like this. Now the question is, what do I want to do? Stockfish is about 2,200, so about in between the international master level and the grandmaster level. So let us try this move. Let's force the knight to do something. Ask well for a pawn exchange. Okay, so knight moves back, and I'm gonna just push the pawn again, and absolutely squeeze the life out of black. The rook moves out the way. Now what do I do? Okay, so rook. It seems like these pieces are too passive because these rooks are basically 4 points of material, which are just guarding the pawns. What I'm thinking is here. What I'm thinking is also trading off this pawn. But I want to figure out the move timing. But I only got 5 minutes to play, so let's just move with efficiency. Now, putting more pressure on the pawns, and now I'm gonna go ahead and prepare this. Now, I can go here, claim another outpost. Let's claim another outpost, push pawn. Let's claim another outpost, let's push a pawn. And then now let's push. Let's get the break that we want. Now I know I'm 100% winning. There's no way I'm not winning. Okay, so he ignores my threat. So now I gotta do some calculations. Takes. So, okay, so my turn, his turn, my turn. And then the king can scoot up. That would look be fire, I'm not gonna lie. No, let's do it. Yep. Nope. I don't know. Okay, let's see. Okay, so hold on. I mean, takes. And then
I mean, I have to gain outpost, right? In here. Of course, get my outpost. Then I'm going to go ahead and bring my king up. This may be a bad move, but we're going to rook lift. Okay, interesting. Then now I'm going to just rook lift. Put more pressure. Guard this pawn. Nope. More rook lift. And then the knight. Okay, now let's calculate. Let's calculate this. Is where knight is attacking both these. Knight is attacking this. The rook and the king guards. This time, so my king. This sounds nuts, but I'm probably gonna have to sack my knight to make some sort of progress and hit a combination, right? Because knight takes, pawn takes. So hold on. Knight takes, pawn takes. Knight takes, pawn takes. Is there any? Oh wait. Then check. That forks the knight and bishop, right? Because the pawn defense. Let's try it. Oh wait, I have check, so the pawn has to take. Oh wow, I'm not actually not that stupid. And yep, and I check, and I double attack. Wow, that was disgusting. Okay. Then I just take with check, and then I win the game. And then I just simply go and defend the pawn. Okay, so now I'm completely winning. Now all I want to do is just simplify and try to get a promotion going. That's all I want to do. Wow, I just absolutely... Knight, absolute pin. Almost forced exchange of the bishops. Yeah. I probably... Hold on. You know, no, I need to finish this game quickly. Let's just get all the teams in and just try to force a promotion somehow. Yep. For the exchange of bishops. Okay. Rook sacrifices the rook. Takes. Bishop cannot take. So, right, king takes. And then what? Oh, wait. Oh. Rook check. Okay, so this should be checkmate. So check move. So check move, and then this should be mate, right? Yes. Okay. How well did I play that? I am probably gonna have to sack the knight. I actually did that. Holy. Well, that was fast. Let's see. Pawn to d5. Okay, that was. Oh. Making the pawn. The reason why I won this game is because one of the oldest sayings that I always like to say is when you control the pawn bricks, you control the game. So I sack the knight, takes, double fork, hit the rook fork with the pawn support, check, move out the way, king, rook to safety, rook defends bishop, pawn push, king has to go, rook absolutely pins the bishop first, and then knight e5 to cover these squares, as my rook is going to lift. Wow, I just absolutely obliterated. My God, I don't even know. I gotta do a review after this game. Okay, let's think. Okay, so I already did 2 positions. I hope you guys learned something new. That only took 21 moves, which, wow, that is, blows my mind away. But hope you guys like, comment, subscribe, and lock in. Out.